Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Sahaviriyam Karvavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. We are reading the page number 24. Question. There is no I am in sleep. Maharaj, before you make such sweeping statements, examine carefully your waking state. You will soon discover that it is full of gaps when the mind blanks out. Notice how little you remember even when you fully awake. You cannot say that you were not conscious during sleep. You just don't remember. A gap in memory is not necessarily a gap in consciousness.
Excuse me, Acharya-ji.
Yes.
We had to read from page number 26. We have read it already, this one. 24, 25 we've already read.
So are we on chapter 9?
Yes, Acharya.
Yes, yes.
Okay. All right. So before we start chapter 9, let me know what did we read on page 24, 25. What did we get?
So,
The crux is that what is important is it's not just that when you are in deep sleep that you are not conscious. You are conscious. The only difference is that you are not aware.
aware.
That's
Yes.
the difference between being conscious and aware.
Right.
And Maharaj says, even during waking state, when you are awake, many times we have lapse of memory. We do not remember what happened 1 hour ago. So that does not mean that we are not conscious. So that is what it was in page 24, 25. So we continue page 26. Sorry?
Memory has nothing to do with consciousness. Awareness.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Independent of it.
Some say the universe was created. Others say it always existed and is forever undergoing transformations. Some say it is subject to eternal laws. Others deny even causality. Some say the world is real. Others that it has no being whatsoever. Maharaj, which world are you inquiring about? The world of my perception, of course. The world you can perceive is very small world indeed, and it is entirely private. Take it to be a dream and be done with it. How can I take it to be a dream? A dream does not last. How long will our own little world last? After all, my little world is but a part of the total. Is not the idea of a total world a part of your personal world? The universe does not come to tell you that you are a part of it. It is you who have invented a totality to contain you as a part. In fact, all you know is your own private world. However, well, you have furnished it with your imaginations and expectations. So he's talking about the world is like a dream. And it's just a mental perception that the world exists. The Maharaj says the word is different. The word that you know is different than the word that I know. The word that I know is peaceful, joyful, loving. But there are people who might know the word which is full of violence, hatred. So it is personal word. It's not the word as per se. Surely perception is not imagination. What else? Perception is recognition, is it not? Something entirely unfamiliar can be sensed, but cannot be perceived. Perception involves memory. Granted, but memory does not make it illusion. Perception, imagination, expectations, anticipation, illusion, all are based on memory. There are hardly any border lines between them. They just merge into each other. All are responses to memory. Still, memory is there to prove the reality of my world. How much do you remember? Try to write down from memory what you were thinking, saying and doing on 30th of last month. This is all that is with. We can examine ourselves. What is our world? It's all about memory, and memory fades away. It is not so bad. You do remember a lot. Unconscious memory makes the world in which you live so familiar. Admit it that the world in which I live is subjective and partial. What about you? In what kind of world do you live? My world is just like yours. I see, I hear, I feel, I think, I speak, and act in a world I perceive, just like you. But with you, it is all. With me, it is almost nothing. Knowing the world to be a part of myself, I pay it no more attention than you pay to the food you have eaten. While being prepared and eaten, the food is separate from you and your mind is on it. Once swallowed, you become totally unconscious of it. I have eaten up the world and I need not think of it anymore. Can we do that? Can we at least do it for 1 hour? That we do all what we have to do, but unaffected, unattached. In other words, Maharaj says, I do everything that everybody else do, but I do it as if I'm eating my food or I'm doing my daily chore. I have no attachment, no expectations. Is that possible? Well, he says, don't you become completely irresponsible? How could I? How can I hurt something which is one with me? On the contrary, without thinking of the world, whatever I do will be of benefit to it. Just as the body sets itself right unconsciously, so am I ceaselessly active in setting the world right. You remember we spoke sometime that it is these people who are in the spiritual journey and those who are self-realized souls, they are the one who keep the world safe. They are the one keep the world going as we know the world. And that's what Maharaj says, that I am in fact helping the world by not indulging into it. I do what I do as my role. Just play my role, just perform my whatever role I have to. It does not mean that I am inactive. You have to be fully active. As we have spoken in Tattva Bodha, transactional world, the Vyavaharik Jagat, you Engage and do all what you have to do, but with two very clear understanding, no expectations, no attachment. And then you just perform your role. Nevertheless, you are aware of the immense suffering of the world. Of course, I am, much more than you are. Then what do? I look at it through the eyes of God and find that all is well. How can you say that all is well? Look at the wars, the exploitation, the cruel strife between the citizen and the state. All these sufferings are man-made, and it is within man's power to put an end to them. God helps by facing man with the results of his actions and demanding that the balance should be restored. Karma is the law that works for righteousness. It is the healing hand of God. It is the healing hand of God, karma. Is that right? Do you get that? Is the karma healing hand of God or karma is punishment?
There can be no punishment as such. Why would God punish anybody?
Right. First of all, there is no involvement of God as far as karma is involved, as far as karma is concerned. God, remember, is only an observer, a witness, does not indulge in any action whatsoever. He is not the doer. He is just the being. I use the word he. I should be using that or it. That is only being. It's just the energy, the loving frequency or absolute reality. Does not do anything. He is not doing. All that is, we speak about karma, is our own. Who created? Our ignorance. Because of our ignorance, we indulge in certain things which result into karma. Now, karma has many kind of karma, as you remember. There are karmas which brings no adverse fruit or adverse effect. This is basically a law of cause and effect. You end up causing certain actions or certain words or thoughts which brings the effect of it. Some of them are neutral. It does not bring you back into the cycle of birth and death. But some which are intentionally harmful, that brings you a bad karma or effect of the karma, and that brings you back to repay what you have done and square up your karma. And that's how the cycle goes on. But God does not come into the picture of karma. And remember, the theory of karma is only for the people who believe in philosophy or of creator and creation, Sankhya philosophy or yogic philosophy. If you are the student of Advaita Vedanta or non-dualism, karma is a law, but it does not affect you. It affects only this body and mind or intellect. But when you establish your understanding or experience and realize that you are the Brahman, you are the consciousness, karma has no role, does not affect that Atma, that consciousness at all. So the karma is only for Jivatma, not pure consciousness, not pure Atma. When you drop the Jiva, pure Atma, consciousness, is the same as Supreme Energy or Brahman. So there is no karma involved. For us, we talk about effect of karma, because we still identify ourselves as this body and mind.
So, Acharya, when you're saying that God doesn't indulge, that seems to be fine. But when people say that they prayed and then their prayers were heard, and there happened certain changes, so what does that mean?
There are lower self, there is higher self, yourself, the consciousness.
Right.
What is lower self? Lower self is Jivatma.
Mhm.
Higher self is pure consciousness, Atma. The Atma, as you know, the consciousness, as you know, is within us and without us, around us. And in fact, everything is consciousness. So what happens is when you do the prayer or when you get a blessings, who is blessing? Who are you praying to? You call it a God. Advaita Vedanta says there is nobody other than you who is God. You are the God. When I say you, I'm not talking about this body or the Aditi or Umesh. I'm talking about that energy, that consciousness. That alone exists. Call it God, call it consciousness, call it reality, whatever. Now, that does not bless or do anything. It is your memory, it is your samskaras, your higher self, which is based on the memory, either blesses you or gives you grace or brings you whatever we call karma, effect of karma, and that you have to go through what you have done. All that is done within the cycle of jiva. Moment you transcend the jiva aspect of it, which means samskara, memory, ego, when you transcend all that, pure consciousness has no karma theory. The theory of praying is based on the Sankhya philosophy of creator and creation. We believe that we are the creation, so there must be a creator. And we named it as God. God with a different name and shape and form. But remember, all the name, shape, and form, God that we know, are the embodied soul, the supreme soul, taken the body for whatever purpose. But once they are in the realm of the time and space, they are in the realm of Maya or delusion. Therefore, the karmic theory applies to them as well. Even God, as we know, let's say Lord Rama or Krishna or Jesus or whoever, they all have to undergo same karmic account because they've taken the body. But the Supreme Soul, without the body, who is beyond the time and space, Nirguna Swarupa, formless, they do not indulge in any of this activity. The prayer that you do is to that embodied God, whatever name that we say.
Yeah.
And we believe that that prayer is heard or it brought the result. That God does not do anything. It is ourselves. It's like going to a doctor and you say, I'm coughing, I have a cold, and give me a medicine. And doctor says, sure enough, and he writes you a prescription. He goes to the next counter within the clinic who makes the mixture and give you and say, this is the medicine you drink. You do not know what is that mixture. It may be just a colored water.
Yeah.
But because you have a faith in the doctor and you say, that medicine helped me, I got better. Now, did doctor do anything? Doctor did nothing. He heard you and he did the mind conditioning that by writing whatever and drinking whatever medicine, you felt good. Within you, you were not well, and within yourself, you felt good. It's just that. Remember, everything is us. There is no other power other than our own Atma, our own consciousness. So there are a couple of mixture of different philosophy. When I remember 4 mark I told you, one is karma, bhakti, Raj Yoga, and Gyan Yoga. Whatever you follow, all are good. In that bhakti mark, this is followed: the rituals, pujas, worshipping, prayers, chanting, all that. And because you have so much of faith in what you do, it feels you good. And you feel that you are getting cured, or you are feeling better, or your problems are solved. It's not the role of God, it's your own self, your own higher self. It's so amazing to understand that there is parallel universe. You exist in other frequency as well. You as each individual, all of us, we exist. What does that mean? Not that physical body, our subtle body, our memory, what is known as a causal body. It exists in different frequency. That frequency, that causal body, that subtle body is what helps you or works on you, your higher self. Your lower self is full of ego, expectations, attachments, memory, greed, lust. Your subtle body, your higher self, is free of all that. So it is your own higher self which helps you. All right, let's continue. Granted, but memory does not make it illusion. I guess that's the last one. We can repeat. Perception, imagination, expectation, anticipation, illusion, all are based on memory. There are hardly any border lines between them. They just merge into each other. All are responses of memory. Still, memory is there to prove the reality of my word. How much do you remember? Try to write down from memory what you were thinking, saying, and doing on 30th of last month. Yes, there is a blank. It is not so bad. You do remember a lot. Unconscious memory makes the word in which you live so familiar. Admit it, that the word in which I live is subjective and partial. What about you? In what kind of world do you live? My word is just like yours. I see, I hear, I feel, I think, I speak, and act in word I perceive, just like you. But with you, it is all. With me, it is almost nothing. Knowing the word to be a part of myself, I pay it no more attention than you pay to the food you have eaten. While being prepared and eaten, the food is separate from you, and your mind is on it. Once swallowed, you become totally unconscious of it. I have eaten up the word, and I need not think of it anymore. Don't you become completely irresponsible? How could I? How can I hurt something which is one with me? On the contrary, without thinking of the word, whatever I do will be of benefit to it. Just as the body sets itself right unconsciously, so am I ceaselessly active. So am I ceaselessly active in setting the word right. Nevertheless, you are aware of the immense suffering of the world. Of course, I am, much more than you are. Then what do? I look at it through the eyes of God and find that all is well. How can you say that all is well? Look at the wars, the exploitation, the cruel strife between the citizen and state. All these sufferings are man-made, and it is within man's power to put an end to them. God helps by facing man with the result of his called action and demanding that the balance should be restored. Karma is the law that works for righteousness. It is healing hand of God. Karma is in reality healing hand. It is not a punishment. It is something that makes you neutral, because after all, it is us who invited that result of the karma or fruit of karma. Next chapter, witnessing. Question: I am full of desires and want them fulfilled. How am I to get what I want? Maharaj, do you deserve what you desire? In some way or the other, you have worked for the fulfillment of desires. Put in energy and wait for the result. Where am I to get the energy? The desire itself is an energy. Then why does not every desire get fulfilled? Maybe it was not strong enough and lasting. Yes, that is my problem. I want things, but I am lazy when it comes to action. When your desires is neither clear nor strong, it cannot take shape. Besides, if your desires are personal for your own enjoyment, the energy you give them is necessarily limited. It cannot be more than what you have. Yet, often ordinary persons do attain what they desire. After desiring it very much and for a long time, even then, their achievements are limited. And what about unselfish desires? When you desire the common good, the whole world desires with you. Make humanity desires your own and work for it. These, there you cannot fail. Humanity is God's work, not mine. I am concerned with myself. Have I not the right to see my legitimate desires fulfilled? They will hurt no one. My desires are legitimate. They are right desires. Why don't they come true? Desires are right or wrong according to the circumstances. It depends on how you look at them. It is only for the individual that distinction between right and wrong is valid. What are the guidelines? What are the guidelines for such distinctions? How am I to know which of my desires are right and which are wrong? In your case, desires that lead to sorrow are wrong, and those which lead to happiness are right. But you must not forget others. Their sorrow and happiness also count. Results are in the future. How can I know that they will be? Use your mind. Remember, observe. You are not different from others. Most of their experiences are valid for you too. Think clearly and deeply. Go into the entire structure of your desires and their ramifications. They are most important part of your mental and emotional makeup and powerfully affect your actions. Remember, you cannot abandon what you do not know. To go beyond yourself, you must know yourself. To go beyond yourself, you must know yourself. Do we know ourselves? That reminds me of a very interesting little children play. I ask you a question, all of you answer me. Let's play a little game. I ask you, with your finger, point it to your ear. Do it, point it to your ear. Yeah. Show me your eyes. Show me your nose. Show me your lips. Show me your head. Show me yourself. We unknowingly we pointed here. This is not the self. This is your body.
Exactly.
Knowing the self is what Maharaj is talking about. Know yourself, who you are. We all know the part of our body or body. We know our mind or thoughts, basically. We know our buddhi or intelligence. that we are able to do certain decisions or discriminations or judgments. So we know body, mind, intellect, but we do not know the self. We all know there is something called Atma or consciousness. Yeah, we all know, or we also know something called God. Who is that God? Who is that Atma? Where is it? How does it look like? We have no answer. And yet we study about it. And yet we do the whatever, your prayers and chanting and whatever. It's beautiful saying that what we are talking about, that what we are reading about, that what we are trying to understand is beyond time and space, has no shape, has no name, has no color, has no form. And yet, you cannot perceive. You cannot perceive it, you cannot imagine, you cannot even have any conception about it. And yet, without that, there will be no hearing, there is no seeing, there is no talking, there is no perception, there are no concepts. It is that which enables you to perceive, which enables you to think, which enables you to talk or hear or see. But we do not know it. And that is what it is, that we take it for granted that we hear because we have ears. But same time, you know people, I'm sure, who have ears, but they are deaf.
Yeah.
Or they have eyes, they cannot see. So these are the sense organs, and that's all. It is internal, the mechanism of our internal subtle body that carries the message. What you hear, what you see, what you smell is gone to some part of your mind or brain, who then refers to memory, and then comes ego into play, and then you say, I know it, or I hear it, or I see it. What does it mean to know myself? By knowing myself, what exactly do I come to know? All that you are not. You see? When we say, where is yourself? Or what is yourself? And where is yourself? What do you know about self? You cannot know anything about the self. And the only thing you get to know is what you are not. In other words, you come to know by studying this kind of books or literature that you are consciousness. And what is consciousness? You do not know. What do you gain by studying that? You gain that you come to know what you are not. I now know that I'm not just the body. I'm not just this mind or thinking or thoughts or emotions. I'm not this What you are not, you become sure of it. You become sure about it. And that's a good beginning. That's a good beginning. Next time when you go to the mirror, look into the mirror or do your selfie, you know that you are not this, what you're looking like. Today you look like this. 20 years later, you will look completely different. Or 20 years back, you were different. So whatever is changing cannot be real. Therefore, you are not what you look like. And what do I discover? You discover that there is nothing to discover. You discover that there is nothing to discover. You are what you are, and that is all. In other words, you are what is the isness of is. Yeah? You are the consciousness, period. There is nothing to discover. You have to be sure about it. You discover that there is nothing to discover. You are what you are, and that is all. But ultimately, what am I? The ultimate denial of all you are not. That's all you have to do. Nisargata Maharaj says this, Ramana Maharshi says this, and it began with Shankaracharya, who, was the first, let's say, yeah, I can't say he was the first one, but he was the one who made non-dualism very popular. Yeah, the Advaita Vedanta part, is the subject matter of Upanishads, all Upanishads. But it was Shankara who made it so clear to people that you are Brahman, and so is everything else. And so there is oneness. One is all, and all is one. From Shankara came down to all other Ramakrishna, Paramhamsa, Vivekananda, Ramana Maharshi, everybody, including Nisargata Maharaj. The ultimate denial of all you are not. I do not understand that. It is your fixed idea that you must be something to or other that blinds you. If you trust me, believe when I tell you that you are the pure awareness that illumines consciousness and its infinite content. Realize this and live accordingly. If you do not believe me, then go within, inquiring, what am I? Or focus your mind on I am, which is pure and simple being. I repeat this. It is your fixed ideas that you must be something or the other that blinds you. If you trust me, believe when I tell you that you are the pure awareness that illumines consciousness and its infinite content. Realize this and live accordingly. If you do not believe me, then go within, inquiring what am I, or focus your mind on I am, which is pure and simple being. On what does my faith in you depend? On your insight into other people's heart. If you cannot look into my heart, look into your own. We will complete this chapter today, so we will extend our time by another 5-10 minutes. I can do neither. Purify yourself by well-ordered and useful life. Watch over your thoughts, feelings, words, actions. This will clear your vision. You see, this is very important. We have spoken many times about clarity and purity. How do you purify yourself? What is the purification process? Here, purify yourself by well-ordered and useful life. Watch over your thoughts, feelings, words, and actions. When you are aware of your thoughts and feelings and your words and actions, that awareness alone will help you to go over what you are not. This will clear your vision. Must I not renounce everything first and live a homeless life? You cannot renounce. You may leave your home and give trouble to your family, but attachments are in the mind and will not leave you until you know your mind in and out. First know yourself. All else will come with it. So, in other words, extremely mindful of what you are, who you are. What are your desires and attachments and expectations and limitations? Know all about ourselves. And that helps you to do the purification. You need purification only when you know that you need purification, right? How do you know that you need purification? First, you must study your own thoughts, emotions, feelings, words, actions, your attitudes, your personality. When you know about it, then you come to a point that I need to improve on that, or I need to correct them. And that's the process of purification. But you already told me that I am the supreme reality. Is it not self-knowledge? Of course, you are the supreme reality. But what of it? Every grain of sand is God. To know it is important, but that is only the beginning. So here he used the word God. Every listen to what he says, supreme reality. Yeah, every grain of sand is God. In other words, it is Brahman. Everything that you see, perceive, is Brahman, or call it God, Brahman, reality. In reality, nothing exists. Nothing exists. It's a lie. Yeah. In reality, it is only that supreme being that exists. It is our mind, our memory that identifies it as a sand or a flower or a plant or a tree or a house or whatever. I'm going to send you today, later on, a link of a beautiful interview or video recording. Find time to watch it. It uses some language that might be difficult, but it's a beautiful interview given by Deepak Chopra. Try to listen. It's all about this, what we are reading. All right, we continue. Well, you told me that I am the supreme reality. I believe you. What next is there for me to do? I told you already. Discover all you are not. Body, feelings, thoughts, ideas, time, space, being and not being. This or that. Nothing concrete or abstract you can point out to is you. A mere verbal statement will not do. You may repeat a formula endlessly without any result whatsoever. You must watch yourself continuously, particularly your mind, moment by moment, missing nothing. This witnessing is essential for the separation of the self from the non-self. Yeah, you get it? And to do what he has just said is the one of the main focus or purpose or reason of meditation. Yeah, so when you meditate, what do you Buddhists say? Watch your breath. Yeah, they call it anapanasati, watching your breath. Or watch your thoughts, witness, observe your thoughts, which brings you to being mindful of all what you are thinking. Just by being mindful of your thoughts, you create a space between two thoughts, and then concentrate on that gap, on that space between two thoughts. And that's the Turiya state, the fourth state, the consciousness. The witnessing, is it not my real nature? Is it not my real nature? For witnessing, there must be something else to witness. We are all still in duality. You see, this is the extremely high understanding of philosophy. We all the time say, be a witness. Yeah. Maharaj says, even you have to go beyond witnessing. In other words, when you are witnessing, you are still in duality because there is someone who is witnessing and there is something which is witnessed. In non-duality, there is nothing. There is only one. So what you witness, that itself is witnessing, or the one who is witnessing is itself witness. Yeah.
Acharya ji, Acharya ji, do all these witnessing and witnesser change its position just like quantum physics says that we change our position.
Yeah. So if you compare to quantum physics, for example, even the right now the most popular theory in the physics is what is known as hard problem of consciousness. This is the debate, ongoing debate among the top level physicists or quantum physicians. They call it hard problem of consciousness. If you find interest to read or listen to Dr. Charles, he is the professor of Harvard University. He has termed this as a hard problem of consciousness. He calls the entanglement of consciousness. In other words, there are three things. You remember we spoke this subject even in Tattvabodha. Example was seeing, yeah, seeing, eyes, and there is a seeing, and there is a seen. So three aspects. The instrument of my organ, the process of seeing, and the object of what we are seeing, or the seen. Three aspects. Now try to understand, is the seen and seer are two different? Apparently, yes. Right now, my eyes are seeing all of you. So who is the seer? My eyes. Who is seen? All of you. So two separate. And the process of it is called seeing. Now, if you go and study further and realize, under the non-dualism, my eyes, which is seer, in reality is not seer. Yeah, all of you whom I see is not different than I or I am. Consciousness that is in me is the same consciousness in all of us, including everything. So it is the same. It appears to be two separate. Seer and the seen appear to be separate. The essence of both is the same. Even the process of seeing happens only because of the same consciousness. So all three aspects ultimately, in essence, is the same. And that's exactly what Maharaj is talking about. Last sentence of what we on this page, he says, for witnessing, there must be something else to witness. We are still duality. Putting words together will not take you far. So what about witnessing the witness? Awareness of awareness. You remember I mentioned that be aware of your awareness. Now, who is being aware and what is awareness? Ultimately, it is the same. It is the same consciousness. It is the same Atma of consciousness, which is witnessing and which is being witnessed. So you're trying to concentrate or meditate upon yourself. I am that consciousness. Who is witnessing? Your lower self. What are you trying to witness? Higher self. The Jivatma trying to concentrate and focus on the higher self or Atma, pure self. That's what he talks about. Putting words together will not take you far. Go within, discover what you are not. Nothing else matters. You see, many masters have said many things about what is reality, what is supreme energy. These are the masters who say all that you can talk about is your mind's play. You put beautiful words, you make a nice statements, you make a big talk about it, but it is only your intelligence, your buddhi, your mind is at play. You cannot describe or explain something which is beyond everything. Therefore, for our limited being, We can only do what we are not. Only that we can be sure that what we are not. And that's what he talks about. Do the sadhana or meditation on what we are not. And then that gives the clarity, then go undergo purification, and then stay with what am I? What am I? That's all. Stay with the question. No need to find the answer because it's beyond the answer.
Acharya ji, in this today what we discussed, something, do you believe that manifestation works?
Manifestation what?
Means whether manifestation works or not. Like,
Yes. I mean, yes. Whatever that we perceive or conceive, it's true. Nobody, no master says that when I look at the tree, I do not say there is no tree. But the tree is a limited reality. In other words, it's only an appearance. Even quantum physicists, when they do the study on any object, anything in the world, they realize everything, all the matter, all the matter is made of different particles, electrons and protons and other particles. All of them has a space, vacuum, nothingness, and therefore it is not solid. And what is not solid, what is not permanent, what is not eternal cannot be real. So they said the matter, all objects that we see, in reality, it does not exist. It is the energy or the frequency in it, in that particles, in those protons and electrons, that alone exists. And that is a potential of appearance. It has a potentiality of all the different name, shape, color objects. If you remember in our retreat in Delhi, we watched one video about the split experiment. Try to compare that, try to think in that context. It is when you see, it exists. When you don't see, it does not exist. For you, it does not exist. And when we say you, we talk about the consciousness. It is only that consciousness, only that energy that makes everything, all the objects, all the matter exist, appear. Without that consciousness, nothing exists. So
Acharya ji,
manifestation exists. The Sankhya philosophy says it's a prakriti, nature, maya, delusion. What does it mean, delusion? Delusion means it's not reality. It's just the appearance, existence.
Acharya ji, just I was thinking about the Deepak Chopra and meditation, these two words. And you spoke exactly these two words, meditation and so is it something that there is some connection that what I want to ask you, you answered it. Is there anything that telepathy or something that you matlab perceive that I wanted to know and that's why you are speaking?
Yes, it is named as telepathy, but in reality, it is the energy. It is that energy which exists. And we all dig into it. We all share that. Yeah, it is the frequency that the energy which exists, and that energy contains everything. Everything is in that energy or in that frequency. So without referring to particular subject or question, we share that energy. And therefore, many times you experience that something what you are thinking is what is happening. It's just because of the sharing the same frequency or energy.
Thank you.
Om. Asato ma satgamaya, tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, mrityorma amritam gamaya. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Samasta loka sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you, God, for giving us air to breathe. Thank you, God, for giving us water to drink. Thank you, God, for giving us sun for energy. Thank you, God, for giving us food to eat. Thank you, God, for giving us good health and happiness. Thank you, God, for giving us positivity. Thank you, God, for giving us all that we deserve. Thank you, God, for your love, your protection, your guidance, your blessings. Thank you, God, for the existence. Thank you for giving me a chance to serve you. Thank you. Thank you. Have a happy
Thank you
Easter
so
and
much,
have a good
Acharya ji.
weekend.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you, Acharya.
Acharya ji.
Thank you.